Greetings and welcome to this episode on Geeks First. Today, it's all about UPF. Greetings and welcome back to Geeks First. I'm so very excited to be back in the studio. We have some very exciting things releasing over the next week or two, including Bright Lights, which is the brand new Mechanologist only draftable Flesh and Blood set. I look very much forward to that. The spoiler season was awesome. Got to watch all sorts of amazing content creators reveal really cool stuff, some box openings, and on top of that, there's another kind of more stealthy release, which isn't that stealthy, but this box, this right here, contains that other part, and that's where I'm going to be focusing most of my time on. That is the TCC X LSS. Or technically, I guess it's actually LSS X TCC because it's actually that way on the box. But this is the round-the-table product, and this is an entire case, aka 6 of these boxes. So that yes, absolutely, we can go 4v4 Bard at some point in the near future, or 4v4 Warrior, or 4v4 Ninja, or 4v4 the other one, because I don't remember who it is at this point. So we got this really awesome product suite here. We're going to go ahead and crack right into it. So one of my most anticipated sets of the year, at least ever since I found out about it, has been this product that's sitting in my hand. And you can clearly see that thing is a hoss. It's a monster. Future Jake here. Yeah, that's right. We're going to go ahead and kind of disjointedly cut this together. So here we go. Let's get into it. All right, and here we go. This is the Flesh and Blood LSS TCC combination box. It's actually really awesomely packed. What's really cool about this is that it does contain the LSS logos on it. So essentially, for all intents and purposes, it's a sealed product, right? So there is an outer seal for this. Not that that makes a difference because there's no randomization in this product. So this product is really for those that want to play UPF and enjoy it. So we're going to go ahead and crack right into it. And yeah, this one had a little ding bell, so we're going to go ahead and rip this open. Boop, 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 ba-doop, like that, all the way down. Oh yeah. And there we go. So let's go ahead and take a gander at the next one here. We're going to pop it in. Oh, just kidding. I went to the wrong camera. We want me to be there. Bam! Now we're at the zoom in camera. All right. So we have a couple of disclaimers here on the bottom. Fab.com/TCC, so that's cool. It's age 16 plus. And there's some pretty cool blurbs on the back here. You can go ahead and read most of this, but it does talk about the Legend Story Studios and professors teaming up. So that's kind of neat. The professor is a mechanologist who brings a visionary technology to the arena with his evos. Then it talks about the Bard and the Guardian and the Ninja. So it actually talks about the classes that are in here. So again, there is some information on there. We have this beautiful Bright Lights box artwork here. And what's fun is when you open it up, it's the same artwork on the inside. Now, this box here, because I don't know if I did the comparison already, this is a BCW 800 count box. So we're going to flop back. This is a BCW 800 count box. You'll notice it's the same size as this box. So if you're looking for a comparison, the BCW 800, this is a BCW 1000, or technically it's a BCW 930. The 930, oh, hey, the playmat's rolling out to say hi. The 930 is just a tad bit longer, so just as an FYI if you're curious about the sizing on that, because I don't remember if I put that in the other part. So, all right, here we go. Once you open this up, you have a beautiful playmat, as you can see, that is already magically below us. That's because we have multiple of these, and we're going to be doing some pretty cool stuff. So this one here is kit number 2 for us, and we're actually going to be opening a total of 4 of these, so we can do 4v4 Bard, because that's going to be really fun, and I want to see how it would turn out, because it's going to be really cool. Anyways, inside the box, you have Professor, you have Reverend, you have Melody, and you have Ira with a cool little pop-out like this. Boop, look at that. It just slides right on out. And this is the only technical piece of trash if you don't count the little flexible piece. So there you go. That's exciting news. And then you have a 1,000 count beautiful box that you can stick on a shelf or use for your storage of the stuff. And again, you have this round the table logo And you have the Tolarian Academy logo there as well. Now, something interesting to note, and I want to compare this because it is all about being different. This is the Tolarian Community College professor, I think it's called the Academia or Academica. And this is one of the Kickstarter ones, and you'll see here that there's all the different bobs and stuff. But this box is about the same size. But it is interesting because you can store these decks inside. But this is where I will give my first point of negativity toward the product. And it's not really a negative. It's just more of a, I wish they went through all this effort, right? They went through all this effort. And the one thing that they did not do is they did not increase the size of the 4 boxes. Now, why do I say that? Well, let's take a look at my little janky box right here. Because once we open this up, this is an example of a sleeved, this is the IRA deck in here, and as you can see, it's substantially thicker than the actual deck. So a sleeved deck will not go back into the sleeved components. So as you can see here, if I were to go like this, the sleeve deck is thicker than that. So minor complaint, that's the only complaint I really have, but I want to be, transparent and honest here, because honestly, I actually thought that they were going to increase the deck size box. But again, you can stick your cards in here, and you can technically use like the empty boxes. So if I were to put the sleeves in here just like this, the sleeves are really tight, mind you. Now these are not like I think they're like BCWs, so they're not like anything crazy. But when you put that in, this is like a divider, so you could put like deck box, deck box, deck box. You'll come out with about that much stuff, because again, if I take this, slide it on in, I got a couple extra sleeves in here because I wanted to have some spares, and there's that. That would be a fully sleeved with the deck boxes. So your 50% capacity, just doing that. Now, it will still slide around, so you'd have to put something in there to kind of keep it a little bit, which, I'm not saying, don't throw this away, but you could. I mean, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, because why not, right? We're going to rip it. We're going to rip it, kids. We're going to rip it. All right. Would you look at that? All right, look at that. I have managed to use a part of that divider, if I rip it in half, and that'll keep your sleeved cards and that 50% of the way, and it won't knock that out. Is it perfect? No. But you can use that as a impromptu storage divide, and you could actually technically, you can use the other side, which is a little bit more blank. Will it hold the weight upside down? Okay, it does. I wouldn't like jiggle this around, but for just carrying and transport so they don't jiggle, you can put dice over here or something else. So that, it works out pretty nice. Again, this is the full deck suite, and these are sleeved already, so this would be your empty boxes. Currently, these are actually not open, because we're going to open those on camera here in just a second, but there you go. That is just a couple of quick tidbits of information. So let's switch this back. There we go. And we're going to put the Academia away here. But yeah. This is a cool product. I like it. I like it for Flesh and Blood. I do think that this is a huge step up over, as my other video had alluded to, it's a huge step up over the Dory versus Reinar. So, just a little bit of comparison here. Your product, is going to come in this. There was no box or anything, so you get the box in this one. You don't necessarily get a box with this one. You do get 2 decks. You get 4 decks here. This was $50 MSRP. This is $60 MS, or $70 US MSRP, so $69.99. I think that's pretty good, actually. It's a lot. You get a lot bang for your buck in this setup. So I guess I don't really need my ghetto box anymore. It can get thrown away. And we're going to take a second to admire the beautiful mat here. So the mat has, the zones on it, which is great for a new player, right? So in a UPF game, you can still use the combat chain up top, your hero, your weapons, your arsenal. You can do left or right for your equipment / deck zones. But I really like this map because it's very telling. You have people down in the bottom, so you have some smaller individuals you can see. Look at this, like a zoo. It's called Park Zanina. Yeah, lake, Low Lake Hotel. I don't know if any of these are going to show up in the lore, but it's just beautiful. I think this is on a card. I think I've seen that piece somewhere before, but like there's a giraffe, there's like maybe a horse and an elephant. There's a bell, flying contraption over here. Just the general steampunk aesthetic. It's so freaking good, guys. It's just so good. It's awesome. All right, so without further ado, we're gonna jump into opening the decks. So there is no particular order that we're going in here, but I will be opening these decks to showcase the contents of them. Yeah, we're gonna go from there. So let's go ahead and jump into the super zoom cam. Boom! Yeah, there you go. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead and put these right here, and we're just going to say that one. That one's the first one. Oh, Professor, of course. So what's nice is, again, these boxes contain both an outer shrink wrap on the bigger box. You have a shrink wrap on the deck, and then when you open the deck itself, there is shrink wrap around the actual deck itself. So the boxes, again, are the standard boxes that you would typically, have when you go look at the Blitz decks that you would buy from your LGS. They do say round the table on the side. This one says Professor Blitz deck. It does not actually specify. Oh, it says the class here on the back. So it says Mechanologist, plays Professor Teklevason, and this is a ready to go out of the box. The 40 card Blitz deck plus hero plus weapon. So it does say the spiel on the box. So that is the hero of choice. All right, so we're going to get into it. This has a little inner seal. Someone is trying to message me. We're going to ignore them for right now and continue our process of reviewing this so I don't have to do an edit cut. What's nice is in this deck, as the Professor's video does state, there actually are 2 copies of most everything you'll need. So you do have your Professor. You do get a cold foil Teklo blaster here. So I could actually probably zoom in a lot closer there so you can see that the cold foiling is beautiful. So that's your weapon. Then you get your set of 4 base heads. These are the proto base legs, head, chest, and arms. And for this particular deck, this is the Evo-centric deck. So we have Evos. You got, like I said, multiple Evos here. So the set of Evos, you're going to have a total of 8 Evos. These are your gold to upgrade your core equipment. With this being a mech deck, you're going to be wanting to basically kind of do the Evo upgrades, and there is boost cards in here, so we'll get to that in a second. But you have the only Majestics in this deck here, which is the Apocalypse Automations, or Automaton, sorry. Then you got Liquid Cooled Mayhem. These are all new cards so far. Mechanical Strength, these are a new card. Overloop is a reprint, actually. This is a Crucible of War, and it's a reprint in here, so that's neat to see. Throttle is a reprint as well. Underloop is a new card. 0 to 60 is a reprint. Zipper Hit is a reprint. Firewall is a new card. Throttle is a reprint. Zipper Hit is a reprint. Firewall is a new card. Liquid Cooled is a new card. Mechanical Strength, that's a new card. Throttle is a reprint. Firewall is a new card. And then you have these Might and Vigor tokens. So each pack is going to contain a myriad of small tokens. What's neat, though, is on the back of this Quicken token that has super amazing artwork, mind you. You also are going to get this 5 copper, because it sounds like copper is a pretty big thing in the UPF format. So you'll have those. Now, I won't go into the specifics on each of these because we'll have a follow-up video that'll actually go into the details of each deck. I just kind of want to quickly go through it. But that's your first look at the Professor's deck. All right, next up, Brevrant. This is a new hero. It is a Guardian hero. Brevrant is everyone's friend to protect them until the end. No holds bar. Basically, this is going to have the first card in the game that breaks the rule of 2 or 3, depending on your format. So that is super awesome. So again, here is Brevrant. Your heroes on these are going to be rainbow foil, and you'll have a cold foil weapon with the exceptional notation that the Ninja deck does not have that. So Brevrant here is your cold foil, just kidding, it's a rainbow foil hero, and you have your cold foil Hammer of Havenhold or Havenhold. Then you have your equipment suite here, which is your Civic set, Civic Steps, Civic Guide, Civic Duty, Civic Peak, and Bastion of Duty. So those are the equipment suite for this deck. And inside you'll find a bunch of cards. So you have Colossal bearing. I'm just going to disappear from the background and come on down here, so goodbye to my head. So you have Colossal bearing, which is a Super Tower card. Lay Down the Law, you got 2 copies of those. Smack Reality, 2 copies of those. Crash Down red, Earth Lore Empowerment red, Boulder Drop, yellow. Choke Slam, that's a reprint. Disable, that's a reprint. Crash Down, Earth Lore Empowerment, Boulder Drop. Did somebody just backfire a car? Anyways, you got Choke Slam, that's a reprint. Cranial Crush, that is a Majestic. It used to be a super rare in WTR. It's now been reprinted. Disable, rare in WTR, and the cool card Chivalry. There are a total of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12 of these Chivalry block cards. That is one of the new features in these, is that they've introduced a new type of card called block, and you get your tokens here at the end, Vigor and Might. And again, these were flipped like this, so you get Vigor and Might, and then you get that same Quicken 5 token at the back here. That is something interesting about these decks, is they do introduce a brand new archetype of card called Block, which is technically brand new, as well as in the Brightlights set that is going to be, I don't know if the word accompanying is the right word, but is released at the same time, and they are technically accompanying based on the fact that they are coming out at the same time. But Brightlights is a actual draftable expansion set, and this is Melody. So Melody is your Bard. Bard is a brand new class, meaning every single card in this, unless they put generics in, is going to be a mystery to get into. Every card in here is going to be brand new for the class, which means your Yorick decks, if you are interested in building a Yorick deck, can now have some extra support. So you start off with Melody, Sing Along, there you go, look at that, and you got your Jinglewood Smash Hit. You can see that is your cold foil. Nom de Plume, your hat, Heartthrob, Fiddly Dee, and Quick Step. One thing to note about the Melody deck is it does contain the most Majestics out of all of the decks, but this deck would act probably substantially different based on how it's constructed, and we can talk about that in another video. But Coke's Commotion here, this is a reprint. Life of the Party is a reprint. Interlude's brand new. Sigil of Souls is a reprint. Coward, Crowd Control, Encore, Interlude, these are all new. Another Crowd Control, Jack B. These are all the songs here. Song, multiple songs. Interlude, it's away. Crowd Control. All right, here we go. Crazy Brew, it's been upgraded. It is now Majestic, just like it was in History Pack 1. But you get 2 of those. You got 1 Energy Potion, 1 Healing Potion, 1 Potion of Strength, and 1 Time Snap Potion. There's your Bard deck in a quick succession. You do get your Might and Vigor tokens. You got multiple copper in this deck, and then you have your Quicken with the copper of 5. So that is everything to do with the quick Bard deck. Now we get on to the everyone's favorite Ira deck. Now, what's neat about this is really a spiritual successor, in my opinion, and I believe it's already been said that this is a spiritual successor to the Ira decks. Now, granted, the Ira intro decks will still be handed out to stores so you can get them. This deck is truly the first version of this deck that is really dedicated to a person who wants to play a game, pick up, and actually not have to build a deck. So this is going to be like a Blitz deck, which obviously any of these Blitz decks could be upgraded into CC deck if you choose. So that's kind of nice. Now, this one's a little bit different just due to the nature that some of these cards had already been printed in cold foil. So you have your Ira, which is going to be a rainbow foil. You have the Edge of Autumn here, which is a rainbow foil. And that is intriguing because this is the only hero that did not get a cold foil treatment on the weapon. Then you have your equipment suite here, which comes out, and this Tearing Shuko definitely is a reprint. These 3 here, I believe, are brand new cards. Crouching Tiger is a token. What's interesting is the way they pack this. That token is at the very, very top, and it's also technically part of the token package at the bottom. So you see that there's Might, Vigor, Quicken, Copper, and some Crouching Tigers. So we'll go ahead and take that and stick it off to the side. Next up on the docket list, you have a couple of Majestics here. Your Mulling Kwai Key. And this here is an interesting thing to note. The Key Unbound is actually, I believe, supposed to be Key. It's another. This was like an internal development name. They actually misdid this. I have multiple of the regular ones that are the right way. They came out in Dynasty, but I'll put a photo of that on here just so you can have. I might be able to quickly go find one, but yeah, not right now. Pouncing Key, that's a reprint. Growl, Flex Claws reprint. Bettering Thorns is a different pitch value, so it's brand new. Leg Tap reprint. Flying Kick. Blessing of Key. Bettering Thorns. Flex Claw. Growl. Leg Tap, that's reprint as well. Salt Balloon reprint. These are the new Ninja Block cards here. Tiger Eye. And then you got Flying Kick. You got Blessing of Key. Predatory Strike. And Tiger's Eye again. So that is the contents of that deck. Alright, this has been a very quick introductory session of what comes in the Tolarian Community College and Legend Story Studios collaboration UPF product. Now, this is on the advent or the night before the product actually releases, and I really am super excited. I cannot wait to find a group to actually do the play session that I would like to do, which is filming all 4 of us playing this game so that we can get a genuine reaction of the first time playing this. Other than that, I definitely look forward to Bright Lights. That's coming out. I got plenty of videos coming out on that. Been filming a lot of things behind the scenes. I have been also editing, working, and rejiggering things as normal. So hopefully things can be really cool for 4-player setups here in studio with multicam setups and all sorts of awesome goodies. Otherwise, thanks for tuning in, and until next time, may your games be fun and your friendships grow. Thank you very much, and I will see you at a Bright Lights pre-release event near you. And if you want, let's play a game of UPF sometime. Cheers. Your captain. There wasn't a merchant. We don't get one. Not right now. Greetings and welcome to this super clipped audio from Geeks First. Turn that down. Yeah. Oh, excuse me, buddy. Excuse me. I'm gonna go backwards here. Excuse me. Got a real hot mic now, all of a sudden. Greetings and welcome to this episode on Geeks First, and boy, is it a special episode. Well, we've been very busy recently, and one of the most exciting times in Flesh and Blood has actually come to fruition, and that is the official release of the TCC ////LSS. We're going to redo that. Greetings and welcome to this episode on Geeks First. Today, we talk about the brand new thing. Three, two, one. All right, now that we got the box out, let's go ahead and go to the overhead cam. We'll take a look what we got. Greetings and welcome to this episode on Geeks First. Today, we have a package. It's a big package. Let's see what's inside. Greetings and welcome to this episode on Geeks First. Today, it's all about 11 pounds and 6 ounces. What's in the box? Greetings and welcome back to Geeks First. Boy, it has been one heck of a ride in the last month. So very excited that we have some exciting things coming down the pipeline from the brand new set Flesh and Blood. Brand new set Flesh and Blood? No. All right, and now we have the LSS X TCC. Had to do that a couple times to get it right. Box, and this is indeed beautiful artwork. Now this one's already been a little pre-opened, so we're gonna go ahead and rip her open, and let's take a gander at what this looks like. It is marked as LSS paper, as in the wrapping on the outside is the traditional LSS wrapping you would see. And around the table, LSS X TCC. I mean, definitely a full-colored box here. It's a SKU created by James White, age of 16 plus. Round the table logo on the one side, and on that side there is artwork, as you can see, and it matches on both sides. Oh, ooh, that's pretty. And the mat is just right in the inside there. Boy, that's a heavy mat. That's a heavy mat. I didn't know which way was up on that. Look at that. Metrics, baby. Booyah. Low Lake Hotel, Park Zanina. Okay, that's awesome. And then in the bottom, Professor, Brevant, Melody, and Ira. I wonder if there'll be any versions of these that go out that have like a different deck. Now, interestingly enough, these do not have a UPC on the bottom of them. Meaning I don't think anybody ever anticipated somebody opening this up and selling just the individual decks at an LGS level. So that's an interesting concept. Bunch of details in the bottom of that. So yeah. And then I like it. That's as far as I'm going to go for right now. We'll do more at a later point. All right. So this is going to be a super exciting, brief introductory. Now, I don't necessarily need all of these, but I will say I plan on doing a couple of really unique configurations for UPF. And there we have it. Boom. That's what the inside of a case looks like. These are beautiful boxes. I don't even know if I can get them out. Oh man, there's actually LSS wrapping on those. They're so cute. Where's the standard box? Okay, so interesting comparison. This is a BCW 930. I typically like the 930s because they are longer. Now, that is what the TCC box is on top of the 930. Now, if we take a different style of box, this is an 800 count. So this is really more of the 800 length of box. There is another size of BCW. It's 1,000, and it's actually smaller by just a hair. You can see that. So the best remark is this is an 800 count box. Now this one has a little ding bell on it, so we're going to open that one as the one we're opening, and we'll put the rest of these away. But the reason we have so many, oh man, that one's open too. Man, finding one of these, it's going to be nice to keep on a shelf. Might be actually kind of hard.